Here is the thing. Here's the thing. I want to touch on the first part. And the first part is I find the men who find me attractive, I find them boring. So the men who find me attractive, or women, if that's your preference, I find them boring. The first part I want to say here is we spend too much energy, too much effort, and too much time focusing on the people who are interested in us. I see this a lot, okay? As a love coach, I see this a lot. You pay so much attention to the people who are interested in you instead of tapping into yourself to see, am I interested in this person? Because if you are not interested in this person, if you're not attracted to this person, then why does it matter? Why does it matter? Why does it matter that people who find you attractive, you think that they're boring? Okay, so the first part is many times I see women settling. So it's like someone comes into your life, you go out on a date with someone and they seem amazing. Great. They seem so much better or so much more compatible than you were with your exes. And you tell yourself, this is a great person. I should be with them or I should give them a try. But then you're like, they're boring. They're boring. We don't have anything in common, but they're great. He's not like the other bad boys that I was with. He's not like my ex. He's so much better. And then you try to talk yourself into it, okay? The warning sign there, the red flag for yourself is when you try to talk yourself into something, that is you trying to talk yourself into settling, okay? So this is crucial. So a big thing is if you're finding the person or the people that you're dating, if you're finding them boring or him boring, it could very much be that that's just not the person for you and you're doing the whole settling thing because you have limiting beliefs such as, I'm getting older, my clock is ticking, or this is better. I should be happy with this. What's my problem, right? So I remember when I was in college, I went out with a guy and in everybody's books, he would be, the perfect guy to be with. I was just not feeling it. I tried to go out on another date and it was just the same thing. Now, I told myself the story back then that he was boring, but he was not boring. He just wasn't for me. Okay? And we tend to label people when we're not clicking with them. We put labels on them. They're like, oh, they're too complicated or they're too boring or they're too this or they're too that. When many times it's just not a good match. So instead of being so consumed by how you are feeling or not feeling about another person, maybe it's time to get to the point where you're accepting that this is just not the person for you. This is a great person, but not just for you. What happens is we tend to get hooked on the first, I don't even know what analogy to use, but the first beautiful flower you see, you want to pick it up, not knowing that there's a whole field behind it, right? Kind of like that. You've had some unhealthy, not so successful, not so very good relationships in the past, and then you stumble across someone and then you try to talk yourself into being with that person. And then you ask yourself, what is wrong with me? What is my problem? This is someone who is really stable, someone who I could really have a healthy relationship with. What's wrong with me, right? And then it's the whole thing of what's wrong with me? Like there's something wrong with you. And what do I need to do? What do I need to change so I can really start appreciating this person even though I'm not connecting with them? So instead of using the word boring, instead of thinking that there's something wrong with you, it's really good to get to the point where you just accept that you're just not compatible, right? This person doesn't light up your soul. This is not the person you think about when you go to bed. This is not the person you want to text all day. This is not the person that you want to tell all your deepest secrets or be the first one you run to tell all the exciting stuff that's happening in your life, right? You got to be lit up by wanting to connect with the other person. So oftentimes women ask me, well, how do I know if someone is the one? And my answer is always, you just know. Your wise woman lets you know. And there are also signs just like this one. You want to talk to them. You want to talk to them first. You want to let them know when something exciting happens in your life. And when you're sad, you want to share with them, right? So the purpose is not to try to speed up the dating process so you can settle down as fast as possible. The purpose is to really reconnect with yourself, so you know your truth, you know who you are, and then you pick the right person for you long term, right? Because that's what you want. You want to be able to maintain a healthy relationship. You don't want to just, get together with someone. I hope not, right? We did things like that in the past. And so that's one part, you're settling, okay? And that's why you tell yourself the story that this person is boring.